bring in General SVP Singh, retired former ADG, Artillery and Defense Analyst. General Singh, many thanks for joining us here this morning on CNBC TV 18. You were there with us yesterday to take stock of the operations that had transpired the previous night. Now, with this clear escalation on the part of Pakistan, even attempting to target Delhi with the use of the Fateh missile, India responding and hitting perhaps as many as 4 air bases in Pakistan. General Singh, this is now escalating, perhaps even beyond expectations that we had yesterday.
Good morning, Shereen, and thanks for inviting me. Well, Pakistan is doing what Pakistan can do, the madness of leadership, and it is continuing. India started off with a non-escalatory and restrained doctrine. Pakistan has responded with raw courage, I would say. Now, what does it mean? Fateh 2 missile being used, it's a tactical missile for up to intermediate levels, 250 to 400 kilometers. It targets communication centers, and of all the things, trying to target Delhi speaks about their raw courage. Now, what we should do or what we can expect? Well, Pakistan is going to continue to up the ante. And that we have responded last night, I thought is about 24 hours too late, because Pakistan was continuing with heavy firing in the LOC area, particularly Uri and Punch, where we have suffered tremendous casualties and losses. So now this was not a good thing, that we went on firing back, saying that, we have responded in equal measure and that ceasefire has been violated. There's no ceasefire after 22nd April. There's no ceasefire line. So we should do something there. Yesterday also I had spoken, the artillery is the thing. If it is so in the LOC area, then we should utilize sidestep contingency plans are there, the level of your artillery firepower systems. Now here, what we see of Pakistan, how do we retaliate? How do we respond? We call ourselves a mature nation, practicing statecraft with international-based rules. So our maturity is at test, our patience is at test, and I want to say that all this time, perhaps, the will of the nation of Pakistan has not been fully assessed. We did not expect them to respond in the manner they have done. So we have to now pay back the price. We have to come out with our own cost-benefit analysis to decapitate Pakistan where it is possible in the realm right now. And that is, we must target their communication centers, nodes, which are very important. We are gone yesterday, but what this has achieved, the target assessment damage has still to emerge. We can go anywhere. If you have not hit the target, if you have not got the results, well, it really doesn't mean anything except for instilling fear in the public and in their administration. Now, having said this much, we have got so many options. See, India has got so many options, and we must exercise that. First of all, of course, always it is the diplomatic one. And there, yesterday also with the IMF having granted them a $2.5 billion loan is a great disappointment to us. I only wish that it comes out in bits and bits and does not come out in full flow, so that Pakistan remains under the constraint which they are in. Second is, in the diplomatic and the military front, we have got now today strategic partnerships with so many nations and special strategic partnership with USA, and they perhaps don't seem to be playing the ball right now. So we have to reach out to them. We have to reach out to them that they have to support this counter-terrorism operation which it started with, which is India's doctrine today for this warfare. It supports the entire world. It is not India. We want to root it out from Pakistan, and the Western world and the USA, they have to join hands with India at this time, because Pakistan is not learning the lesson. Yesterday only the defense minister said their madrasas are second line of defense. I mean, it's very shameful. They are growing up, they're breeding more snakes, vipers. Who has to nip the bud in this? Our country, being the neighborhood, we suffer on this, but we should not be the victim card anymore. We have taken the strategic step of proactive doctrine. Let us remain at that. We have got the comprehensive national power higher than Pakistan. We have got the economic might. We have got the military superiority. We have got the world right now with us, maybe lip service. Now we have to work on that. And when I come down to military part of it, there are many options, but it may not be appropriate me to give any advisory to the military leaders or the government on that. But there are so many options which the public, you and I understand. We have got the maritime front, we have got the land front, and we have got the air front. It's a multi-domain operation. We have to get active on our cyber, digital space. And I will add in that another multi-domain front, which we opened up on 22nd April when we said that Indus Water Treaty is no more existing. So we must corner them. And we can nip the bud. If yesterday the waters have been opened on the rivers, the flooding is there right now. So we nip the bud in the POK sector and right down to through Jammu sector for any offensive ambitions of Pakistan, which they surely will be having. And herein I want to say that India has to raise. We have to be prepared now. They can target any of our communication centers anywhere. So we have been practicing. Our civil defense measures have to raise. We have to now be on the ball.
Yeah. Absolutely. This is a time for constant vigil, for all involved to be extremely agile in responding, as you're pointing out, General Singh. I will come back to you in just a second, but let me bring in Tilak Deveshwar, author and former member of the National Security Advisory Board, into the conversation as well. Mr. Deveshwar, we appreciate you joining us here, and also an important update. We'll get to Mr. Deveshwar in just a second, but it's also important to point out for our viewers at this point in time that the Ministry of External Affairs will brief the media at 10:30 a.m. So there's an important briefing, as you've been seeing. Typically, that briefing has been happening in the evening. We are now going to see that media briefing take place at 10:30 a.m., and I would imagine that they will give us clarity on what transpired last night and give us more details on the operations that are underway and the operations that took place overnight. 10:30 a.m. That is the briefing time for the media that has been just confirmed by the government. Let me go across to Tilak Deveshwar. Sir, many thanks for joining us. Appreciate your time here early in the morning. We'll get to him in just a second. But General Singh, coming back to you, as our colleague Ishan Vani was reporting there, obviously this kind of action, this kind of operation is not something that we have seen, and it's understandable for citizens to feel concerned, for a sense of panic. I mean, when you wake up in the morning and you see that, there was an attempted missile attack, even targeting Delhi, I mean, it does cause panic at this point in time. But we are, again, clearly telling our viewers that please separate the fact from the fiction. That target, the missile, was neutralized by India, and all our air bases are safe at this point in time. But, General Singh, you were talking about possible options from here, from the India side, and without wanting to speculate on what we may or may not do, what do you think would make logical sense?
Well, Shereen, first of all, you have said it. There should be no panic. But I would say India has woken up this morning. The red line perhaps is crossed if they had tried to target Delhi. So you ask me the options. Here also, I would say that we must retain the strategic initiative which Pakistan is trying to grab. And for that, we have to ensure in the international arena global legitimacy. Now, these are very important facts which I'm saying. And the third thing is the nuclear blackmail. So we have to have a strategic conventional threshold in our mind when we exercise our options. These are very important things. And the next point I would say, like the Fatah 2 missile has been used, such sites we have to destroy first and foremost. Now, options are at strategic level. Options are at the operational and the tactical level. But right now, we have to hit them hard. The most important thing I feel in this operation is, perhaps in my assessment, flank of decision lies in the Pakistan's Western Front, the Arabian Sea, the maritime front. That is the one which can squeeze Pakistan on its economic front and its logistic supply, which would come in later. Now, this is very important fact. I would give this priority one. Second is, we have options. Yesterday, perhaps I had mentioned on your channel also that in my mind, the tooth tongue jo bolte hain, the is not Kashmir, it is Lahore. We destroyed their air base there. We must take it forward. Lahore is the bridgehead to Pakistan for the southern Punjab, Bahawalpur, and Faisalabad, as well as Multan. And on its eastern front side, it serves through Sialkot, the POK axis, logistics, line of communication. So that is where that local cord of Pakistan has to be broken. Now, we are in the process of mobilization. I wish when we knew what was happening, and if we had assessed the enemy correctly, we should know. You plan 4 options, the enemy does the 5th. That is an old dictum for the armed forces. We should have been right on the point in this aspect. Now, so what we have to do, we have used our air, we have kept back our military, our army, the land forces. So we must now go forward in that. But yes, before that, we have got the multi-domain front. So the cyber, digital, these warfares have to be exercised. We have got on the cyber and digital, their banking system, their power grids. They are the ones which have to be targeted. At the same time, protecting our own. Whatever you plan on the opposite side, we should first ensure that we are well protected, we are well entrenched to safeguard our own interests and ensure no further losses. And most of all, we have to now control the airspace. We should not let them get into the Indian airspace. We should now create what I can say is an air denial zone. Gone are the days of air superiority, which we practiced. And I think the last time the world saw it was in East Pakistan, Bangladesh, where we had a complete air superiority. So at least we can practice the air denial zones. And these are very important aspects which are in my mind, which we should exercise, take forward, and be, for God's sake, preemptive, proactive doctrine now should be our mantra.
Right, General Singh, thank you very much for joining us here this morning. Let me